in week 10. Final week. You've done it. You do this week and you have completed the whole course. I'm so proud of you. I've watched you guys promote. I've watched you guys recruit. I've watched you all get great PRV during this 10-week period. And I hope and pray that I have helped you in some way to achieve those things. But you all have done the work. All I did was give you some suggestions and ideas, but you all have gone with it and done it, and I am so proud of you. Now, the last thing that we're going to talk about is you're a business owner. You are a business owner, and what that means is you're going to have to keep good tax records. And does that sound fun? No. Let me tell you, I work with taxes every day of my life, and it is not fun. But mine is personal property tax from the assessor's office, so it has nothing to do with IRS tax. So I am not an expert on these things, and you will need to consult an accountant, a real accountant, on these matters. And some accountants differ on their ideas too, so you just really have to consult one of those. But one of the main things I want to tell you is you do need an accountant. If you are one of those who have used online services before because you had a simple IRS service, I don't advise that. And one of the reasons is because I had team members who were doing it themselves. And I'm telling you, an accountant can help you so much more. It's going to cost more. I think I pay less than $200 a year to have my taxes done. But let me tell you, my team member that was doing it on her own kept saying, well, I don't know how you make money back by claiming your business because I had to pay. And I said, nope, you're doing something wrong then. You're doing something wrong. She goes, well, I followed that online thing step by step and I had to pay. And I said, something's not right. There is no way you should be paying. You should be making money back at this point in your business. Until you're making the big, big bucks, you should be making money back from your Scentsy business. Now, I had a friend one time tell me that it doesn't matter what you do, every single person in the United States should have a side business for tax write-offs. It doesn't matter what it is. I don't care if it's selling eggs or making wreaths, whatever. If you are in business for yourself, you are going to get tax breaks. And I will just tell you a personal story. In between 2006 and 2012, Van and I owed the IRS about $30,000. And that was one of our problems. We were having to make huge amounts of payments monthly to the IRS. And it was leaving us with nothing. And so that really hit us hard. When I joined Scentsy in 2010, those first 2 years helped pay off a big chunk. And in 2012, we were able to pay them off entirely. And from that point forward, we have made money back. And it's because of my Scentsy business. And I keep my records the way I keep my records. My accountant loves me. He tells me that he looks forward to doing mine every year because I have it lined out for him, and I'm going to show you what I do too. Now, let's pretend that it's time to go file taxes for your 2017. What's that look like to you? Is that just overwhelming? Have you done anything up to that point to get ready for it? Or do you sit down a week or two before and you're overwhelmed? When I hear about people who try to do a year's worth of tax information in a short period of time, I'm stressed for them. Totally stressed for them, and you're going to miss so much stuff that you do not remember. So I do it monthly. Do I have fun doing it? No, I procrastinate just like everybody once a month. I don't like doing it. But I'm ready to go. The minute we get all of our stuff in, I'm ready to go. And then I get excited about going for my appointment. And you know why? Because I'm going to make money back. And I want you to know that in 2010, or no, 2011, I think. Or anyway, my first Cincy family reunion was in Fort Worth, Texas. And you guys, that was a tax write-off. My reunion registration, my travel expense, my food, all that stuff was a tax write-off. And did you know that in February of the next year, when we got our money back from the IRS, when we started getting money back from the IRS, Van and I used that IRS money then to turn around and pay for our next year's reunion or travel with Cincy. We put it back into the Cincy business, and then we make enough money to go again. So basically, we're almost getting to do all this stuff for free because of the records that we keep and the money that we get back. Now, like I said, I do it once a month, and I'm going to show you how I do mine. Yours can look entirely different. You may use an app. You may use Quicken Books. You may use, you may have it on paper. You may just keep receipts in a drawer. Oh my gosh, don't stress me out. But I'm going to show you what I do. And maybe this will help. All right, here's the first thing. Let's look at my... Let's see, I had this pulled up earlier for you, but here we go. All right, let's talk about expenses. This is how I have my spreadsheet set up. The date, what I bought, who I bought it from, how much it cost, the tax, if there was shipping, the total cost, category. My categories are going to be things like food, travel expense, trainings, business supplies, postage, things like that. And then receipt number, I'm going to show you what I do with that. So let's just talk about some of the things that you may have, and I'll just put in a couple just to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, say that this was January 15th, 2017. The item, warmer of the month. It was my subscription to Warmer of the Month. Location, it's who I got it from, Cincy Fragrance Company. The cost, let's say it was $75. Say tax was $10. We're just playing. Say shipping was $8. So that is, well, let's say shipping is $5, just so I can show you how so that would be $90 total. Category, that is a business expense. Receipt, on my receipt, I'm going to put the order number from my workstation. Say it was number 528 611. We're just playing. We're making stuff up. So that's what I would put. Okay, now let's say postage. Let's say on the 23rd, I went to get stamps or mailed some things. It was to USPS. And I paid $20. There is no tax or shipping. It was just 20 even. And that was for business expense also. And I happen to have a paper receipt. And so that's what I put there, paper receipt, and I save that. Now, here's what I do. Anytime I have a paper receipt that I need, I put that in my wallet. Then, when I get home, or maybe 2 weeks full of receipts in my wallet, I put them all in a folder in my office, right inside my desk. They're all there together. When I clean out my wallet, they all go in that folder. Okay, let's do some more to give you some ideas. Okay, let's say there's World Tour on 2/7/2017. Well, we did World Premiere in 17, but so the item was World, let's see, Premiere. Okay, and location, that was the person that I paid this to. Location should really be person that you're paying it to. That's what that means. And let's say it was $75, and it was a business expense. Well, let's say training. And I have a receipt on my workstation for that. And say it's 354-639-627. I'm making these up, but that's what I put there to let me know that these receipts are on my workstation. I do not print them out because, my gosh, I would go broke. If I'm ever audited, I would be able to go to my workstation, know exactly where these are, and print these off if I needed to. Okay, let's say I need to buy some thank you notes and I need to buy some bubble mailers. So I'm going to go shopping at for supplies. I'm going to say office supplies at the Dollar Tree. And I bought $12 worth of stuff. And there's tax on that. So let's say that was $1.25 tax. It'd be $13.25 total. And it's for business supplies. And I have a paper receipt on that. But now let's say I buy something from Vistaprint. Let's say it was on to 16. And let's say it was business cards from Vistaprint. And I paid $22. But you know what? Okay, that's also business supplies. But you know what? I don't have a paper receipt. I don't have a workstation receipt, but I have a bank receipt. That's where I'm going to show the IRS. When I go, they want to know where that is if I'm audited. Well, I have a bank receipt that even shows that. Let's say I buy on 3/1. Let's say I buy a t-shirt from, let's see, American Hero. And I paid $38. And that is actually a business expense. Or you could actually make that clothing if you want to. And the thing is, I paid for it through PayPal. I'm going to put that there. See, I am putting right here where, if I was audited, where could I find and prove that I did this? That's where it all is. Now, that's just some examples. Here's some other things. Phone. If you buy a brand new phone, you get to claim it that year you buy it. Well, let's say it was $528. You're making payments on it, but it doesn't matter. You can claim the whole thing one time. And that is for a business expense. And you probably have a paper receipt and a bank receipt and everything else. All right, computer is the same way. You can, if you buy a computer, a printer, a phone, anything for your business, you can claim it. You need to stop and think every single time. Would I have been buying this if I wasn't in Scentsy? If the answer is no, claim it. That's how you know. Okay, let's say you have a team meeting and you all met at a restaurant on the 14th. Okay, this is going to be food. Now, I will tell you, you get to claim your whole amount of food. The IRS does not give you 100% back on food. There is per diem so much a day that they are allowed, but you claim the whole amount. Say food and say it was at Chuy's. I don't even, is that how you spell Chuy's? That's how you spell Chewy's. I'm just making this up. And say you paid, I would put the whole amount you paid here. The tip included, not just what you paid, but your tip included. You're not allowed to count liquor. So let's say your meal was $12.95, but you gave her a $3 tip. So go ahead and make it $15.95 here, or $15.98, and just say food, no, or category, team, meeting, food. And the receipt is probably a paper receipt. Say you're going to have a party and you at your home, and you went to the grocery store and you bought some snacks for your party. Let's say that was at Walmart and you paid $25. And that was for a home party, and that you have a paper receipt for that. I'm just trying to give you examples of some things that you can do. Your business supplies you buy from the family store. So you would say, I would just say supplies from Cincy, or I would just say Cincy Family Store. And you can do that. You can just tell what that is. It better not be $259. And there's that might not have shipping on it, or it's going to have tax on it. But no shipping if it's on a party. But you need to. Okay, now let's talk about registration for Cincy family reunion. And say you paid your $50 down, and you're going to do this every month. This one was business supplies, and that probably had a number. And this one, registration, is for training, and it's got a number. And then when you actually go to reunion, let's say it's on then hotel, blah blah blah, and you're going to keep doing, you're just going to put this all in, keep these. Okay, now here's what I want you to know that I do. If you have a plane ticket, you get to count that. You know what you don't count? Gas. You do not count gas for your car. You know why? Because you're going to count mileage instead. Now, you have the option of two things. I have always counted mileage every single year until last year. And then when I bought a brand new car, you have the option, and you need to ask your accountant to look at it both ways. You can count on your expenses if you get a brand new car, the whole car amount on your taxes. And it's divided by 5 years. And then if you do that, you don't count mileage. For 5 years, you do not count mileage, but what you can count then is gas, car washes, new wiper blades, maintenance, oil changes, all that stuff you can count as on expense. But if you are counting mileage, you count nothing but mileage. That's it, just mileage. And unless you're buying a brand new car, I would say you just need to keep it with mileage. I'm gonna take a drink here. I'm thirsty. Okay. So you're getting the idea of different things that you need to keep and what you need to be able to show. Now, I love it because I keep this on a spreadsheet. I love my spreadsheets. Then I can sort it by category, and I can actually add up how much was in business expenses, how much was in business supplies, how much was in clothing, how much was for team parties or meetings or training. I can divide that up into categories for my accountant. But now, okay, let's go back and put it back the way it was, by date. And I'm going to show you what I do. Let's say, let's just insert here and let's just look at, say this was a whole thing of the month of January. I'm getting ready to enter here in my thing. Where do I find this stuff? The very first thing I do is I'll just type it down here and give you some examples. First thing I look, where I go look, my workstation. I look for all the things that I have bought in the month of January from Scentsy. And that's where I'm going to get my receipt number and the date and the amount and all that. So that's the first place I go. Second place I go, my online bank receipts. I look for that 1 month. I look at through all my receipts and I find out, because you guys, I forget. I forget that I ordered something from Vistaprint. I forget that I ordered something from Too Cute Designs. And so anyway, that is the next place I look to be able to fill this out. The next place I look, PayPal. I go to my PayPal account for that month and see if it shows anything that I have bought. And then when I'm gone to my online bank, if I see something, say it's even Vistaprint, I put online bank receipt out, to the side. But then if I go to PayPal and it was one of these things, then I change it to PayPal. The next thing I look through is my paper receipts. And some of them could coincide with these bank receipts, but I change it to, if it's bank receipt and I've actually found the paper receipt for it, I'll change it to paper. And so once my 1 month is totally complete, then I take all those paper receipts that were in my drawer that I've been saving, and I put them in a yearly folder. It's like I use a Scentsy Hostess envelope, and I just put them all in there. I don't keep them by month or anything because I've kept this by month. So, basically, that is how I keep, I'm sorry, I'm so thirsty, how I keep my business expense sheets. All right, so don't save that because I don't want it. And the next thing we're going to talk about is mileage. Now, like I said, I do not keep my mileage anymore because I got a new car last year and I'm going that route. But for now, and after 5 years, I will probably go back to keeping mileage. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If whoever thought that you could write down your odometer reading when you start out, and then your odometer reading when you got back, I would be 3 miles down the road and go, oh, I forgot to check my odometer, and write that down. I can't do it. Maybe you can. Maybe you're a pro at this. Maybe you've got a system, or maybe you've got an app. I don't know, but I couldn't do it. But here's what I can do, and it works perfectly for me. I can write down in my book, in my calendar in my phone. I can jot down when I've gone somewhere. All I'll say is, went to Jessica's. Okay, here's what it's going to look like then when I sit down for the month to do it. Date, 1/17, from home to Jessica's. Mileage, leave it blank. Reason, delivery. And then my next line is going to be the same date. Whoop, not set 27. From Jessica's back home. I'm not going to do the mileage. Return. That's what mine looks like. The next one, I might have gone to Walmart, from home to Walmart, to buy food for party. And then the next line is going to be 123, from Walmart, home, return. Okay, and that's just what I'm going to do. And do you see how none of this is filled out? Then after I've gone and done this for a month and just put this in, and then how am I going to find all this? Well, then I'm going to take the time to know my home. Let's say I'm at 2000 South Denver, or 200 South Denver, and let's say Jessica's at 110 North Main. And that's what I'm going to put. And so then this is, I look these addresses up after. And then home is always going to be 200 South Denver. And Walmart, let's say it's on 203 Highland Road. And so then this next address is going to be 203 Highland Road. And back to 200 South Denver. So you get it? I put where it was until I'm ready to actually fill in these. And if you've got the address and you have it in your calendar or you have it on your workstation or whatever and you know it, then put it in immediately. But for the basic, this is what I do. All right, then, how do I get this? Since I'm not keeping odometer readings. Well, I cheat. And it's just perfectly fine to do. I'm going to search for mileage calculator. And I use the Rand McNally. And you just enter your starting point. Now, I'm going to have to enter a real starting point of somewhere, a real address to show you how it works. So if I don't know, okay, let's just do this. Let's Google. I'm going to open a new thing. Say I don't know Walmart Broken Arrow. Well, let's just use this one, 3139 South Harvard. Okay. But let's say mine's a real address too, so let's just find another one to make up. Let me see. Let's say I live at 4404 South Peoria. Let's say home is 4404 South Peoria, because I got to have a real address to show you. Okay, so Rand McNally is going to ask me my starting point. Say it was 4404 South Peoria, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and my ending point was 3139 South Harvard. Get mileage. 4.1 miles. So 4.1. And so we know if that's how much it was to there, it's that returning. But you may have a couple of stops before you return home. So you would just put where from that point to that point, from that point to that point, and so on. So that is how I do my mileage, and I do it all from my computer. I don't have to keep receipts or anything else. I just have to make sure I remember and write it down in my phone or on my calendar when I went anywhere. You guys, going to get food, going to trainings, going to make deliveries, driving to convention, or driving to the post office, all those things count as mileage. There's just, there's just an endless amount of things. Now, you may end up, let's say you ended up with 3,000 miles by the end of the year. This is why it is so good to count mileage. Did you know that you get a certain amount that the state has designated for mileage for a business? It has been as much as 58 cents a mile. But I think last year they lowered it, and I think it went to 51 point something. But let's just say that was 3,000 miles that you drove that year for your business, and you got 51 cents. So let me add this times 0.51. That's $1,530 that you would get back on tax credits for your mileage. Is it worth it to keep mileage? Absolutely. At the end of the year, you'll be excited to get to go file your taxes. You will be excited because you can make money back. Does it take work? Yes. Does anything that is worth it take work? Yes, it does. Is it fun? No. But you guys, are you just going to willy-nilly it and play with that much money? I'm not. I'm not. I want that money that's owed me. If I got in my car and spent my time and my gas to do this stuff, I want my money back. So let me get back to me. So it's not fun. I procrastinate, just like everybody else, but I never let it get. If I've ever procrastinated enough to where I have to do 2 months in a row, to get at one time, I'm about to pull my hair out. I don't like spending my evenings having to do 2 months worth. So if you wait till 12 months at the end of the year to try to do it, you guys, don't do that to yourself. Do not do that to yourself. And as a business owner, you need to keep good records. You need to know exactly where you are at all times. So anyway, that is your lesson for today. And I know it was not fun and rainbows, but it was necessary as a business owner. And that is going to help you in the long run with your business and with making a profit. So what I want you to do is I just want you to write me a little comment below what you do. And be honest. Tell me, do you wait till the end of the year, or are you now putting something new in place? What did you do before, and what are you going to do now? That's what I want to know. And for your very, very, very last assignment, I just want you to write a paragraph and post it in this group about what you've learned. Do a little summary of what you've learned. And you might want to just scroll through and jot your memory and tell me how it's changed your business, if at all. And I just want to know. You guys, it's been a pleasure. You all have blessed me, and I've learned things from you too. And I am so excited watching you guys grow. And I hope that we all stay close, and I hear lots and lots of reports on you in the future. Okay, just keep going. Just never quit. Love you all. Bye-bye.